Welcome to Give Yourself Grace. I'm your host, Grace Perry, and I am so thrilled you're here. As a content creator and coach, I've built a six-figure business to help women step into their power and share their stories with the world. My mission is to empower you to embrace your unique journey and every season this life has to offer. If you crave entertainment, guidance, and tools to transform your reality, you have come to the right place. So come with me on this adventure and truly give yourself the grace that you deserve. Let's dive into the show. Okay, we are back. This is part 2 with my business bestie, Brooke. Welcome to the show again.
Let's go.
2 for 1 deal.
Yes.
I don't know what that voice was. I'm 2 for 1. Please just excuse me.
Yes.
When
your
I go
Boston
Brooke,
comes out.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Pocket card.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing I know.
I love it.
Whenever I tell people I'm from like Boston, technically
Yeah.
from Marblehead, Massachusetts, which is not Boston. It's 45 minutes away. But like
Yeah.
when I say Boston, then people are like, oh, like they get it. I'm
Yeah.
like, have you heard of the witches? That's literally my go-to. I'm like, have you heard of the Salem witches? You know, the ones, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, what about Hocus Pocus?
I know,
Like,
yeah,
I know, it's so
I
funny,
love-
like what we say to like
Yeah.
connect with people too.
Yeah.
But
You'll
that's
just
my
drop it.
go-to, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll drop my Boston accent, but I don't really have one. Okay, we're back with Brooke, and so we want to dive in because we've actually gotten a lot of just people asking us about like how we host events. So definitely listen to part 1 if you've skipped ahead to learn a lot more about Brooke and her business journey and our journey together as business partners. But I really want to focus today's episode on how to not only build amazing partnerships, but how to create epic events and experiences.
Yes.
Because
I love it.
that's where this is going. Like, yes, we love social media. Yes, we
Yes.
teach on social media, but to get in the room is life-changing.
Life-changing.
And it introduces you to people that will change your life.
Yes. And bless your business, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so Brooke, we're gonna go kind of deep today because
are.
we've been through some shit.
Yes.
With this business enterprise that we've been curating. But talk a little bit about this event experience. Bring people with us, kind of walking us through maybe even our first content camp to
Yes.
where we're at now.
Yes. So we decided to do our content camp here in Denver, the first one, and I think I'd sent you the Airbnb.
Yes.
And you were down.
Yes.
Yes. And I was like, yes, we're jiving. Let's do this.
Retreat for
Because I
female
feel like
entrepreneurs.
it's the location's everything.
Mhm.
So if you're going to host an event, I find the location first.
And actually go see it.
Yeah.
Like, go
Yes.
and check out the place.
Sit in the room, visualize, and just be super clear. So we went ahead of time, got some content, and we were like in it because I think you were going to like something was coming up. There was a lot going on because you were going to
yeah.
either be traveling,
Something.
I don't know, but you're like, okay, let's do this. So we just split the cost of the Airbnb because we thought an Airbnb is going to be great. We didn't really know like, you know, the program or the process, like how we were
Yes.
going to like execute yet, but we went and checked it out and we're like, this is it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And the Airbnb we chose, like, we're going to talk a little bit about prices today, too,
Yeah.
so you understand, like, we spent, what was it, $3,500?
Yes.
Like, we were like,
Yes.
yes, full
We're
send.
invested. Yes. And I
You know?
think when you do stuff like that, when you make that decision, everything comes into play. If you willy-nilly around and you don't, like, so we set the date.
Yes.
We found the place, so we just really didn't know all the other details, but we knew what we knew, and
Yes.
we just went for it. But yeah, once you like pay for that, everything starts like you got to really start like making this happen because you're committed,
Yes.
and then the world knows like
And
everything
it
knows you're
very
committed.
much so for an event, like, coordination, which
Yes.
is what we did. Like,
Yes.
event planning, event hosting, like, when you pay that payment,
Yes.
it's like, oh,
You're in it,
shit.
yeah.
You're ready.
Yes.
And I think it's very similar to that mindset of like when you invest in yourself, because when you actually pay that money, it's like the money is holding you accountable.
Yes.
Because if you
Yes.
don't make that effort and like sell the event, you're in the red.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think what a lot of people don't know is when you host events, when you first get started, there is the red.
Yes.
There is the red zone. Like, we're like,
Woo, red.
I'm like throwing you the football and it's
yeah. Which we
Out of
actually,
bounds. No.
I think all of our events we've been in the black.
like, what is the black?
in a way,
like making it.
But in a way, it didn't cost us money. Now it costed our time, which is money, like our personal time, right? So we didn't pay ourselves. But I feel like we've both been very smart about, sponsors, how to not overdo it to a point where we're, in debt.
Yes.
Right? Like, I think we've done a really good job of that and holding each other accountable for things in the event experience that, hey, we can do this and we can't do this. And if we're going to do this, we should get help here. And we've actually utilized trades, and I do want to talk about trades and what that looks like energetically.
Yes.
And working with people with trade.
Yeah, so a lot of my business, like as a content creator and a coach, that's how I really built my business, was starting with trades.
Yes.
Even if I did it for a while, like I immediately realized it was not worth it, because it was worth it for many, like I would rather trade for like a nonprofit or something like that.
Right.
Whereas with events, trading and sponsorship, and we've been now saying instead of trading, it's more showcasing.
Yes.
Because there is a different energetic exchange than like in your regular business. Like when you're hosting events, you're bringing community to the table, which is priceless.
Yes, it's leverage.
It's leverage because in a lot of, and especially like with female entrepreneurs who are building their own businesses, hosting their own events. Showcasing is everything.
Yes. Yeah. But we utilized that, and I thought we did a really good job with it. And the people that we worked with, we were very upfront, and I felt like the energetic exchange was solid.
Yes.
And so I do want to say that when you are doing a trade, just again, over communicate. You can't communicate enough. Have some structure, have contract, have an understanding of what they're giving, what you're giving, and I feel like yes, there was, not a monetary gain for us, but it was a gain in so much more.
Yes.
And so we got really, I feel like we are very much of our word. When we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. And that's what you need to do in entrepreneurship, even if it's not like in putting your tail between your legs and saying, hey, this didn't work as well, or this came up, or whatever. I feel like we executed on that.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think, finding the right space, having a budget in place is huge. Yeah. Like even kind of going back
which we're still navigating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of going back to that, like obviously your integrity and how you manage the space, right?
Yes.
Like Airbnbs are very different. They're owned and operated by another person or an organization. In this case, we actually know the people.
Yes, we did.
And we've handled a lot of different situations within the spaces, even with our retreats.
Yes.
Like we actually did have an accident at our dinner where the garage wall was broken. Yeah. And, navigating that, speaking on integrity, it's like, let's get this solved. Yeah. Let's coordinate with the Airbnb owner and our friend and get this figured out. And there are situations that happen. So when you really plan an event, knowing that even if it's at an Airbnb and at home, you are responsible.
Yes, have an event insurance.
Yes.
Have really good communication with the people that you are hosting the event. So we did ask ahead of time because we did have a large gathering there if that would be okay. So again, I think it comes back to communication and not being afraid to ask and being very clear, because sometimes it's like ask for permission later, but in these certain instances, no, like you're occupying a home, right? And and it's a business of someone else's. So I feel like with our first retreat, we learned a lot just with the flow of the retreat, because I feel like we like to over deliver. And I will just say, over-delivering is great, but also it can burn you out. So we did over-deliver in such a great way in our first retreat. There was a lot of stuff that we were like, okay, we're going to do that different, but I feel like it was a great success.
Yes.
And I think you just showcased it in a wonderful way, and I felt like it was the precipice for the next event.
Yes.
And that went into our mastermind, and we hosted 2 retreats within that mastermind, and one of which was not here. It was in Vegas. So that was so fun. It was smaller, so I think it was easier for us to execute.
Yes.
But still had its we had challenges that came up. So one of the challenges was at the pool. So we booked a cabana. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to do this cabana. We're going to live our best lives. Yes, we're going to teach also things, social media, the cabana. It's going to be rad. And then we got to Vegas, and it was like cloudy, overcast. Next, we walk out because we have this cabana, which was $700.
Yes.
$700 to book it. And I walk outside. I was like, Grace, we got to figure this out.
It was like a wind. Like, it was like,
yes.
like, it was like, you couldn't, like,
I'm like, we can't come out here and bring our people out here.
It was a tornado. It was a literal tornado in Vegas.
No one was out there. They were like looking at us like we were crazy. And so we had to pivot, and you did said, like, you were on it. Like, I love that about you, because I think you just execute. Like, you're like, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay, how do I help? Because I don't know, like, I feel like we're good. We have very different lanes, and how we work. And so that's, like, your lane. And so what do we do?
Sometimes you just, like, when you build a partnership, like, recognizing the dynamics and, like, how you work well together is so important. So, like, in my head, I was like, all right, we got an opportunity to either pull this off, or we're just chilling.
Yes,
like we're gambling.
Yes,
no, we're not gonna. Like, we'll go to lunch or something. But like, there's always gonna have the perfect retreat, the perfect event. In our case, for female entrepreneurs, because we host events and retreats for female entrepreneurs. There's never the perfect event.
No, it'll never be perfect.
You have to understand that things are going to go wrong.
Yes. Yes.
So, like, what's your plan? A, B, C, D.
Contingency.
Right?
I'm always thinking contingency. That's where my brain goes for my bar business, because I always had to think of a backup plan, because I'm like, if this doesn't go, like, I had a patio at my bar, and it had umbrellas on it. And so I was like, if I'm hosting 100 people out here and it's raining, I need to figure out a way that I'm going to pull all these people in. So I always think contingency. But yes, it's like, I'm like, oh, Grace, we better figure this out. And then you're like, okay, let me execute. And so you found on Peerspace, you found this awesome. So again, when you think that things are not going well for you in your retreat or your event, they're actually working for you.
Yes.
And we had a much better delivery for our people in that workspace than what we would have had at that cabana, for sure. Yeah.
I love that. And I think you can relate that to whether you're hosting events or not. Like, everything is always working for you.
Yes.
Even when it feels like
it's not.
Satan is coming down, and you like it, even when it's hard. If you can stay in that moment of like gratitude, that has helped us so much. Because it's a lot. Hosting events is no joke. It's high stress. There's a lot of pressure.
Pressure.
You are like the host. Like, we are a team, and we're working on building a larger team. But in many ways, like, it's typically Brooke and I. Behind the scenes. So it's like, here we are, behind the curtain. Like,
emotions are running high. I mean, we have people that need to deliver on food, trainings, workshops, when you have speakers coming in, if they're running late, if you have, just, we had a chef that delivered on 36 people, but we only had help up to a certain time. So we were basically doing dishes until 3 a.m. So we're like, we will not do that again. And we were just in the mindset of being gratitude, because the night he just delivered so well. But again, it's like these things are coming up, and then we're at this last retreat, and we're like doing dishes, and I'm like, Grace, we're not doing this again. I'm so tired. I don't know who I am right now. And I was like,
there's a state of delulu.
Such delulu
when hosting events, that you just kind of run with it. It's like, you kind of feel drunk and high and like exhausted all the time, but like you're sober.
Right. And then you have to like show up the next day. So we had a dance, not party, but we had a dance lesson with an amazing instructor. And so, we got to like get our troops together, because we got to like move, like, and my husband says herd the cats, which is kind of like herding, getting us all, like, we're doing there's makeup, there's people getting dressed, there's some emotions, building business and going to the next level brings out emotion, right? Because it's when you're being grown and stretched in a way, triggers and inner stuff starts coming up, right?
And let's just also preface that like retreats. So a lot of women, high achieving women, do not have the time in their calendar. Like, a lot of what we have realized is, and us too, like, we're very busy high achievers, right? So we try our best. But there's not a lot of room for like relaxation or taking time for yourself. Like, a lot of women, or reflection. A lot of women have children. They have husbands. They have families. They have all the things on top of that 6-7 figure business. So retreats are people take, like, just like it is, a retreat. They
Yeah.
are retreating into
Yeah.
that element. So there is this, I want to call it like a bubble, like an oasis, that when you host retreats, you need to understand that you are curating a space, a safe space.
Yes.
And emotions run high. And it's almost like a quiet, it's a white space for women to reflect.
Yeah.
And
then things start
grow
coming
their
up.
business.
Yeah, and thoughts start coming up, and then
and we are not hosting ayahuasca retreats.
No.
Okay?
Or just like even like
business
like
retreats,
growth.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
it's not even we're not even doing the inner work. I mean, we have had people come in who are experts in that, but that's not our lane. That's not our strength. So what we've learned is that we do need to be cautious of that and understanding, but also set boundaries around like, hey, like, why don't you reflect here? But after this, you do need to take some time to do the work, right? Because it can't all happen at this retreat.
And it's 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and
This is 40 years or 40, you know,
and if it's coming up for you to take that time for yourself, because again, this retreat can't be the be all end all to the healing.
Totally.
And we can't, right? So, because I've seen that. I've seen and been on the opposite end of projection, right? And that, you know, like your business coach, no one can fix you except you. And I feel like that relationship is either with your higher power or whatever. Like that has to come on a very different, not at a business retreat, right? But these things come up and we honor them and we love people through it. But it is another hard thing for us to hold, because I'm an empath and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, I'm feeling your energy. Like, I want you to be okay. Like, how do I help you be okay? But I know I can't help heal you. I can just hold space.
Yes.
And
holding space is exactly what we do.
Yes. But then it's hard on us, because then what happens is we hold all of it, and then we have our hangover.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't
know
how. So
tell us, what is
oh
our hangover? It's not your typical.
It's the event hangover.
Event hangover.
Yes. It's so real. And I've really tried to curate or try to create space after and even going in like before, because I felt the first retreat we had, I was rushed. I felt like I couldn't even see straight.
Yeah, we didn't realize.
I didn't show up how I wanted to show up. And I was like, I can't do that.
But also just to tell them what that means. So like, Brooke you showed up. You just wanted more time to like not digest, but like decompress and get like feel more confident like in how you were looking.
Well,
like,
and
right?
Looking like, because I just felt rushed, and
because you were showing up as a coach and a host the whole time. I just want people to know.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I couldn't, and then I feel like there's maybe times that I was a little tired or a little off, because we were in the home. We were all in the home, and we were sharing rooms, and which was great. But there was just like lack of sleep, and there's all this stuff. So that does become hard.
Yes.
When you're leading to show it. So I felt like there's certain places where I felt like I could have showed up a little bit better for myself too, right? Because I'm like, oh.
But I think that's so important too for like someone listening. Like when you're creating this space, it's not about the physical. It's not only about the physical space. It's finding a place where you or your business partner or together have a place to decompress.
Yes.
And to show up. So like since our first retreat, like when we've chosen places, we have always had our own rooms. Or like we do individual rooms, right? Versus sharing.
Yes.
Or a hotel, which is great because then you can room block and find space.
I'm an extrovert and introvert. So I extrovert a lot, but then I need to introvert.
Yes.
And so when I extrovert all through the day, I need to quiet my mind and get ready for the next like the next transition, like what we're going into next, or process what has happened, so I can either problem solve and help the situation, or so there's just a lot.
There's so much, but no,
great.
I love that. I feel like I'm the same.
I do too. Actually, I have to retreat after, like, my best friend.
We have a retreat. We need to retreat into ourselves after the retreat.
Yes, and I think it's important to when you're leading these events, to create something after. That's why I was like, let's get a massage, or let's go do something, just to like process, because you do this so well. I couldn't even celebrate what we had accomplished and put on, because I was so in either what we're going to do next, or I was so in it just absorbing so much. So I wasn't even like present, if that makes sense. So I was like, you know, going through all the events, processing, and then I was like, this is what we need to do next. And you're like, can't we just celebrate what we just created? And I was like, you're so right. What am I doing? You know? And it's important for people, and not that you like called me out. I didn't feel like a call out, but it was like a, you know, just like a shift in my, like you prompted my brain to be like, be grateful, look around, look what has happened, instead of I'm a problem solver.
Yes.
You know?
But you also have such an incredible sales background. Like, you see things that I don't see. Like, and I
think
also
we do that together.
In a great way, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in many ways, like, I also, like, appreciated all your, like, the things that you get, like, we're very similar in the way that, like, we'll get those downloads.
Yes.
And we'll, like,
Yes.
share them. And I think when you're leading events, it is so important to recognize what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, while we're in it too. So
Yeah.
I really appreciated, like, all the conversation or the downloads we would get. Because when you're in it, you're in it. And when you're outside of it, it's almost like having a baby. I have never had a baby, but I have heard that your brain forgets.
Yes.
Not the pain, not that hosting events is painful,
Yeah.
but there are pain points
Yes.
that happen, and
Yes.
you forget them.
That can overshadow the good.
Yes.
Because you do want to make it right. You do want to host this amazing event. You do want everybody to have a good time. And it can't always be, in every instance, everyone's having the best time.
Yes.
Because people are processing. You know, we had a friend, my friend Jen, who came, who was dealing with work stuff. And she couldn't even be present. And so I felt bad. And I was like, I feel so bad for my friend who's dealing with this business right now, it's just like sucking her, like, soul. And so there's just so much, you know, but yeah, they're great. And I just want to I want to take this moment to honor all of the people who lead and curate events, masterminds, coach, all the things, because it's I wouldn't say it's like people don't appreciate it. I know people appreciate it, but I feel like until people have done it themselves,
Yes.
they really don't know the depths of the plan, like hours of planning.
Hours. Months. Like, I will go to bed and wake up thinking about how it's like, and we're so we're in the details.
Yes.
Like, we want you to come to this and walk away, like, physically and spiritually changed.
Yes.
In many ways, like, we want you to
Yes.
be so empowered. Like, we have there's so much
and just
purpose
like be
behind
around
it.
like just the beautiful, like, there are people there who were so we love to showcase people's crafts.
Yes.
So we love the details so people can feel like I'm showcasing what I do well. And so that gets me pumped up. So I'm like, and we put a lot of time and energy in curating, getting it's not even the right people, but people in the room who are going to see that and then be like, oh my gosh, I want to work with them. But that takes a lot.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of communication, where emails, like, sometimes I just fold under email.
Yes.
And you are really good. And where I'm like, I got to get on a call with you. Like, I can't go to the email back and forth because I get lost in it, because my brain, my ADHD brain can't keep computing. It'll just shut down. So that's where you're really strong, where you're like email, like, correspondence boss, where I'm like, no, I got to talk to you on the phone. We can be talking on the phone.
There are also times where I'll send an email and then I'm like, shit, Brooke was right, because we should have just jumped on a phone to have, especially when it comes
energetics,
to, this is a really good piece of advice.
Yeah.
If you have if you have a customer service problem, whether it's with a client or with a member or attendee, like, something's happening, email is not the way to go.
No.
Unless it's like, login issues.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or just like a follow-up.
Yeah,
or like here's
always, I learned this through our last few events in our mastermind, like, get on the phone with the person, because when we talk, like, even when you're listening to us right now, it's very different than like anything else.
So much.
It's so much more heartfelt.
Yes, and so much can get misconstrued with the energetics. And it's like, were they being short? Did they understand where I was coming from? Do they know my heart? Like, that's why, and I'm just like, you have my attention, whereas sometimes I'm not being flippant. I'm just like, I'm managing my child. There's so much going on, right? So it's not, you're so right. I love that.
I think that what you were just saying too, like, recognizing that, another piece of advice, just like, when you are hosting events and containers and creating these epic experiences and communities, you need to understand that everyone is in a very different season, and oftentimes they are not thinking about you.
Yeah.
Like, this just goes for life in general.
Yes.
Like,
4 Agreements.
People, like, even the hosts, like, this is our love, this is our heart, like, this is our art that we put out.
Yeah.
we have so much other things going on, and even with our members and with our attendees, like recognizing that like everyone's in a different season, everyone has a different level of business development, also just like self-healing, and there's a lot of things we just will never know. So it's like giving them grace. But also like having gratitude for them and meeting them where they are. Like, we led a mastermind for 18 people, and a lot of the times there was only 10 of us on the call. Like, maybe even sometimes 8, like, and it can be disappointing. Like, people, you could take that, like, we could have taken that so personally, but it's like, no, like, we had people that had severe health issues or going through, like, big things, like divorce.
Oh, even my last mastermind I was in. I committed to a mastermind. I love masterminds. So I was in it, and then my business was crazy, and I couldn't make the last 3 calls in my mastermind. And so I messaged them. I said, you guys, I'm sorry for my commitment level here. I apologize. Like, how can I get on a separate call? Like, these calls with my business partner on Wednesday are like so important, and I know, and they were also appreciative. But again, I was just very honest with where I was in the season. And although that mastermind, I attended several calls, but I gained one nugget from that has changed everything for my business. That's why masterminds, I think, are amazing.
Yes.
It's one nugget. If you see it as such.
What is a mastermind?
Mastermind. So mastermind is, a container of like-minded people in business, or it can even happen in a corporate space, that are masterminding together to help each other towards their goals, right? And so, there's a lot of different deliveries. We delivered with guests and hosts and workshops and masterminding and hot seat coaching. But yeah, it's really like, when you invest in one, you want to invest in the people, right? You're in it to invest in, like, how can I help you? It's a very go-giver environment.
Yes.
And that's, if you give in a mastermind, you will get. And yeah, masterminds are amazing.
Totally.
I mean, I got my one nugget, and I got my accountability piece, and I just went with it. And so that first mastermind for me is why I'm here. And one of the reasons.
And I think that knowing, like, that's all we want. Is to share those golden nuggets and hope that people connect, and hope that people have these aha moments.
Yeah, and take it past it.
Like we're providing the container.
Yes.
You have to show up in it.
Yes.
Like that, and as event hosts, when you create these experiences and these opportunities, like really having the right messaging around that is so important.
Yeah, and protecting the container. Like, we had to make some hard decisions in the beginning to protect our container, and we did, and I feel really good about that, because people are investing their time, and it's a whole process, and we did learn a lot, and I'm so blessed for all the people who said yes. They were so amazing and so awesome. They just gave us so much goodness on their time and their feedback, and so grateful for all, and they're so awesome and friends, and just watching them bloom outside of the masterminds is really cool too.
And so if we break it down, just because I did say we talked a little bit more about prices, but just to give our listeners an understanding of really what it takes. How much time do you think to create our 3-day retreat? Would you say on average? I would say it took us at least 6 months.
Yes.
Of co-creation.
Yes.
Daily Voxers.
Yep.
Meetings of masterminding together.
We had goodie bags. We had people donate things. We had speakers. We had food. We curated with the amazing Kimberly Gardner, and that's, she just delivers some beautiful things. So that's all of that comes into play.
Yes.
It's so much. It's so fun. I love the process of it, but again, I think this event that lasts 3 days is a 6-month planning process. Yeah.
For both of us, right?
Both of
when
us.
you think about it, the amount of just capacity.
Well, can we talk about what you do so well? It's the tech part. I don't think people understand what the tech part is involved. And tech. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship for me. There's some things I can do really well tech, and other things I'm I get so lost in it. And that's you're awesome at tech. And so, but that is such a pivotal piece in some of these experiences, is the tech customer journey experience. And I don't think people truly understand the investment when you're investing in the platform. So you got to invest in these platforms. Fine.
Yeah, like right now we pay $200 a month for Kajabi.
Well, let's
That's
keep
just
going.
one.
Flowdesk, $60. We both have Flowdesk.
All of it. Zoom, Flowdesk, Honeybook.
Yes.
Contracts. We did so much.
My Adobe Premiere.
Yes.
Like
all of these things.
I would say on average, I definitely have at least $500 to $600 of subscriptions.
Yep. Yeah, and it's part of business. So we're not saying that's bad. Okay, that's part of business, and it's low compared to a lot, but it's part of it. So, but then
keep going.
Here's the process of it: is the learning of the platform. So you have to take the learning of the platform as the compounded piece. So like you had to take your personal time to learn the platform. So that's your hourly time invested, and your going rate is what? $250 an hour? Are we up? No.
We're working on it. That's a whole other piece of this is the emotional block. So not only is it the tech, right? Not only is it the cost, but like there are emotional blocks that do cost you when growing your business and pricing the retreats.
Yes.
And there's just so many things. But yes, to answer your question, it's like, I'm really trying to figure out what my hourly rate is, but it's an energetic exchange at the same time.
Yeah.
And so, with tech too, like it's crazy because our world is so social media centric that there is a tech exchange and an energy exchange that are working side by side.
Yes.
To not only sell these communities and these events, but to keep people engaged.
Yeah. Because it's a constant cycle. It's to the next one. You're promoting to the next thing. And I love that. And I think it should be done because it's like a compounding thing. But to just like wrap it up in a beautiful bow, I think pricing, you really have to come down to your costs and taking a really hard look at, find your location first. The rest will fall into place. Price point, market research.
Yes.
Is everything.
Yes.
So see what people are doing. That's what I love doing because I'm like, people have already done it. Why would I want to try to recreate the wheel?
And how do you go about market research, for example? So the recreating the wheel, I always felt so like
stealing.
Immediately I think about copying.
Yeah.
Like don't copy me.
Yeah.
But like in many ways,
That's
it's like
scarcity.
It's scarcity. And we talked about this in part 1.
Yeah.
But so how do you go about like your market research? Because I mean, even just with me, and I've started to do it too, like it's not that you're copying.
No.
It's that it's
data.
It's data. It's analysis. Yes.
Companies do it all the freaking time.
Yes.
You don't think that freaking Samsung is investigating what Apple's doing? I mean, it's just part of capital. I mean, it's just marketing. So why not learn from, and people love that. It's like, I don't care. Learn from us. Like, you want to take my price? You want to
I know that's why we're doing this episode.
I mean,
come learn.
Right. I don't see I feel like that's gatekeeping if people don't want to share that with you, but it's out there for everybody to see. So why don't you see it? And you get to manipulate it however, and there's psychology around numbers and all this stuff. And I love the psychology of like certain numbers. 7 is an amazing number to put at the end.
And we love to price our products, especially like your services too. Like you've definitely tapped into it a little bit more. Like the 4s. And like, so our spirit numbers is 444. Yes. You better comment or send me a DM if you guys love spirit numbers too. But like in general, like we like to price thing. It's going back to the energetic exchange, of course, market research. You want to do some and like look at your competitors, but if there's numbers that are speaking to you, like we debate this all the time. Like a lot of the time it is that energetic exchange. It's your budget, it's understanding like how much you have to spend on an event. But then it's like, girl, what are we reaching towards? Right? We're not just giving our heart and souls to every event for nothing.
Right.
Like we have to, we have families. I have 2 cats. You have a son. I have a boyfriend too. But like, we have our empire too.
Yeah. And business is to run, and business, the business as the foundation has to run. So like paying for Kajabi, like we're not just doing it for free. This is not this fun, whimsical hobby of ours. It's our craft. It's what we've created. It's also a business. Yes. Like fluff aside, that's why I want this. Like, you guys, operating costs are operating costs. Like it's just, you have to put these hard numbers in. But Yeah, I would say, that's what you need to do is really just find location and then price, and get some numbers on paper. Look at how many people you want to have and then, charge the ticket and then see what that comes out to. So if you're going to sell 40 at this number and see what that number is and then work it out from there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we're also really tapping more into strategy, which has been really fun. Of understanding, what's a pre-sale.
Yes.
If someone has a course on this, please send it. We did not take business courses. We're learning as we go.
Yeah.
Progress versus perfection. Yeah.
I feel like we've got the pre-sale. I feel like we found that down.
So it's when we first got started, it was kind of like, okay, what does that look like? So typically.
And I think here's what I love about that is we get to play with it. And this is what I like to teach my clients. I'm like, price a little bit higher because you get to play. And when it becomes playful, the selling is easier. When it comes to these hard numbers and it's just not as fun. But when you have wiggle room to play, you're like, okay, I'm going to do a 24-hour sell and it's going to be fun. And we're going to do a reel around it. It's going to be super cool. And for 24 hours, our dinner of dreams is this price amount and you get it for this. Super fun. I sent out an email. It's just kind of whimsical yesterday. Did you see it? Where I was like,
yes,
hey, guess the dress.
Yes.
And that was kind of fun. It just kind of came as a download. So
I love that.
These little downloads can become fun versus just so structured.
Yes.
But I love fun work.
And that play is, and it kind of goes back into maybe you're listening to this and you have a career 9 to 5 that you haven't dabbled into entrepreneurship yet, but hosting events excites you because it always excited me. And I come from a very long line. Even my grandmother, my mom and I make these jokes. We're like, are you pulling a Ginny? Because my grandmother was a host. She loved hosting.
I love that.
And so even my family, we just love I saw my aunt actually do her my cousin's Madison's bridal shower recently, and I was like, oh my God, we're such Ginnies.
Yeah,
just all the little details. And
I love it too. But here's the thing. I will piggyback that because I love events too, and I've always wanted to. Okay, so the hibachi night that we have with all the candles or the candle thing.
Yes.
It's always been this vibe of mine. And I'm my friends, my circle of friends are they don't care. Right. And it's fine.
They don't like hibachi?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The candles, the lights.
The candles,
yes.
The details. I've always been oh man, I want to host these events, but they just don't, that's just not their vibe. Right. But here I was we get to create that here. So my inner child was ooh, this is so fun.
Yes.
This is great. Because everything, it's my Pinterest board coming to life.
And literally, when you think of events and when you think of hosting your own events, just recognizing that it is a canvas. It is a blank canvas.
So fun.
That you get to play in with and bring out our inner child. If you're struggling with trying to figure out what you want to do and you're thinking, oh, maybe events, thinking back to what you liked to do as a kid.
Yes.
Right? For me, I love to play office. I'm a psycho. But no, but school and office and I just loved, and I realize now I'm stepping into what I love to do as a kid, which is really cool.
It's so cool.
I feel like it's been, the entrepreneurial spirit is something that once you kind of tap into or you see someone else doing, you're like, oh, I want to do that.
Yes.
Recognizing that, especially with events, you get to play.
Yes.
You get to create.
Yes. And pull people in.
Yes.
And that's the best part is this last content camp was so awesome because I felt we pulled in, not that we didn't really, the first one we did, but not to this extent. And it was so cool to see behind the bar there and then people hire her after.
Yes.
It was her 3rd month in business. And I'm like, what? And she was just, oh man, she just brought it. And so for us to create, bring her into the canvas, here's our canvas, you want to come play?
Yes.
That's what I feel business can be. But yes, just.
And not only recognizing that, but events are not just about the actual 2 or 3 days or even just hour that you're there, right? It's about the aftermath. You are investing to go to an event like a retreat or be a part of a community like a mastermind or an online container. You're making an investment in yourself and your business, but you have no clue that what will transpire. And that's what makes these things so priceless.
Seriously.
And we've learned so much.
And they're getting better.
Yes.
And we're getting better. And we're human. We make mistakes. I own it. I'm I made a mistake.
Yes.
I forgot to put the coupon code in the freaking email. I'm sorry. Oops, I messed up.
Yes.
but we are not perfect. I'm not here to claim perfection. Perfection. No,
Yep. Nope.
cannot. But yeah, I love it. So I think that's what I would love to just say in closing. It's like, just go.
Just go.
Just like book the date.
Yeah.
So I see so many people not like set the date, get the location.
Yep. Oh, sneeze on me. No, I'm just kidding. That was such a weird thing to say. I go sneeze on me.
Do it, girl. Do it.
But no, that's so true.
Yeah.
It's if you want to hold yourself accountable, we will hold yourself accountable.
So like DM Grace
Yes.
or me.
DM us.
I want to know the date of your event. Because
Yes.
that's what's holding people back. They're like, I want to know the price. I want to know that. I'm just like, well, the date.
Yes.
Just start with the date. That's what we did. Just said, when's the date?
You will
We don't
figure it
even know
out.
the location
You
of our
will
next-
always, we will figure it out.
Yes.
You will figure it out.
Yes.
And progress versus perfection
Yeah.
in everything that you do, whether it's starting a business, whether it's starting or hosting an event, partnerships, like you will figure it out. It's just getting started.
Yeah.
It's getting out of your own way. It's getting started and recognizing that the events that you host are going to be very different from anyone else. And you have a creative edge. You have so much experience already in your arsenal that you can utilize when creating these things. And I'm sure it's going to be badass.
Yeah.
I would buy a ticket to your event.
Wish you-
Well, thank you, Brooke. This is part 2. We're so happy. And there's so much more to come. So I appreciate and love you so much. Make sure to follow Brooke. We'll put all of this information in the show notes. And much love to you guys. See you on the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening. Your support means everything to me. If you found this episode inspiring, please share it on your social media and tag me. I'd love to thank you personally. And as always, sending you love and rooting for you. See you in the next episode.